Hello everyone, it's MA. My birthday is pretty soon. It may be today, it may have already passed, I'm not sure when I'll upload this. And I treated myself to a few decks and I'm going to share them with you. I want to just mention, I put out a couple of videos recently that were VR to Nova Mundi, and it was a great tag. I wanted to record a VR. I listened back and I think I don't sound like myself, and I think I wanted to be a little transparent like that about that. I wasn't very chatty. I think, as you know, my mom, some of you know that have watched some of my videos, my mom has been in nursing home care for quite a while with dementia. She is still in the same state, no change there. But 3 weeks ago, a little over 3 weeks ago, our family suffered a different loss that was very sudden, unexpected, although it was someone who was very ill. They had a catastrophic event and died very suddenly. So we're all kind of processing things and just a little off. We're a little off kilter. It's not just the grief process. It's like a very traumatic situation. And in connection with that, I have been watching a bunch of videos by Tarot Shrink, and noticed that she had uploaded some of her courses, the videos to the courses with links to get the guidebooks. Currently they're on a for free basis. So I've been working with the one that's addressing trauma wounds, and I really recommend it. It's been really wonderful, and I'm very grateful that she put that material up for free. And I really just accidentally found it when I was kind of hitting a low point. So, you know, if you say something nice to me, thank you. You know, we're doing okay. It's just been a lot. And I guess I wasn't really planning on buying some decks, but it's my birthday, and so I did. So I have 4 decks to show you. 2 tarot, 2 oracle, 3 of which were kind of thought out, and 1 of which I was on the fence about for a number of reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and show that one first. These are all mass market, pretty readily available decks. So 2 of them are new, 3 of them are new releases on Characteristic. The first one is the Tarot Emblemata from Wiser by Natasha Rowland. This was a little bit of an impulse, I think I'll check it out situation. It just looks very different from anything else that I have. It's in a 2-part lift-off box with a pretty chunky guidebook. Letitia Barbier wrote the intro, but not the guide, I don't think. So aside from, these are the backs. It's like a glossy linen finish. So aside from the cards being a little different, and I have shuffled it, the imagery is kind of non-traditional. There's like a saying in Latin, and then kind of a, I don't know, affirmation, or like a fortune, almost like a fortune telling thing here. The 7 of Swords, the snake lurks in the grass. Wheel of Fortune, fate shall show the way and fortune will favor you. So here's the thing. I saw someone posting in a group that the cardstock was terrible, and I wasn't sure if I was going to even open the deck. And I noticed there's a few like blurry printing errors. This cardstock is linen. It is I like a nice, like, flexible cardstock, but this one, just something it's either too thin for the linen or it's not quite right. Someone had an issue where they shuffled and it bent. For me, and for how I'm probably not going to use this deck a ton, I may use it more as an oracle deck, or just for playing with and reading the guidebook, just for something different. I think I'm not too concerned. For under $30, I'm going to keep it. The indie is still available, though, if this appeals to you. I believe it's on Etsy. So, you know, that's an option if this is a deck that's really singing to you and you really only want it on much better cardstock. So a little bit of an impulse, a little bit of an outside the zone pick for me, but it's my birthday, dang it. Okay, next tarot deck. I saw Nova Mundi do kind of like a pre-publication walkthrough of this, and I was just it was a very fast yes from me. It's the Visionary Woman Tarot by Christine Gorman. This is also a Wiser publication. And I was just very drawn to it. It comes with a nice guidebook. One thing I'll say about the guidebook from a very quick overview is these are paintings by the deck creator. I'm very drawn to them. It does not appear that the guidebook is going into a lot of detail about why certain images were chosen. So if that's something that matters to you, just please be aware. It's more of a general discussion about the cards. The deck is in another one of these kind of sectioned top lift boxes with a little sun under the ribbon. These are the backs. They are, I guess, kind of gilded. Completely different cardstock from the Tarot Emblemata, even to the point where I thought the cards might be a different size, and I put them next to each other and they're the same size. So this is a matte cardstock. It's not as bendy. It's got more of a core to it. I was able to riffle and bridge shuffle it with no problem. When I do the overhand, they kind of, you know, fall together with that kind of dry feeling with no issues and no bending and no sticking. So, yeah, completely different experience. So I would say don't shy away from something that's a Wiser deck that's appealing to you. Apparently not all the cardstock choices are the same. Yeah, and these are very painterly. I like this kind of bold graphic that still has soft edges, and the painting, I don't know how to describe art very well. There's almost like a little fuzziness to the colors in some ways. You know, in the VR I just did, I mentioned Tarot of the Crown is one that I like to read by candlelight. I think this one would work too. Love that the World card is this really great portrait of Rachel Pollack. Yeah, so I'm excited to work with this one. I did a deck interview on it last night, and this one was an easy yes as soon as I saw it. Some decks are just that way. There are plenty of decks when I see someone open the box, start to show a few cards, and they're talking about how beautiful it is, and I'm I'm running for a barf bucket. Like, my tastes are very specific, and I don't fault anyone else or think they have bad taste. I just, like, my taste is so specific, and it's not better or worse. It's just a funny thing for me how I will just say no, 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 and then when the yes comes, it like slaps me in the face like a wet fish. So there's that. Okie doke. The next oracle. Who showed this? Somebody showed it. It might have been Simon at the Hermit's Cave. This one is from Rockpool, and it's the Folklore Tarot. Jada Rose, I think, was one of the illustrators on some of the original Season of the Witch decks and Hadasanox. I don't really know if they have other decks out. I was drawn to this for two reasons. The art is a watercolor style, and the cards do have like a key title, but then instead of a phrase, they have questions on them. This card says, curse, what dark energy can you cast off? Spinning wheel, can you spin straw into gold? And they seem to relate to a lot of kind of iconic, it's almost, they're not quite art, they're not human archetypes, they're event archetypes. Some of them are creatures. I don't know. I just feel like I can work with this quite nicely. I don't really worry about what decks and oracles I'm pairing. I reinstituted my randomized selection where I numbered all my decks separately, the tarot decks, the oracle decks, and I use a random number generator to pick one tarot and one oracle. And then I read with them together and see what happens. So that's how I like to have fun. But anyway, I thought this was really attractive. The cardstock is nice. It's, you know, it's the thicker, but not overly thick. It still has some flex to it. It's got that nice dry overhand thing going on. It's on a larger, it's a larger oracle size situation, but we know how to do that. So yeah, that is the Folklore Oracle from Rockpool. And then the fourth deck, another oracle. I should have taken better notes, but I've been watching a ton of videos lately, and someone showed this deck. I have been on the fence for years about getting the Voyager Tarot, because I love collage, but if I get too many that are the same, then I don't use them. And I've been on and off the fence about getting the Voyager Tarot for years. However, then I saw someone's video, it could have been from a week ago or 3 years ago, but I just recently watched it, that the creator of the Voyager also made an oracle deck called Sustain Yourself. This comes from a publisher I don't know called Quarto or Fair Winds. And it kind of came in this, at first I kind of groaned because it had the box of cards over here and the book over here, but luckily that was only gently slid in and I could take the thing out. The cards are in a box. There are 101 cards. 101 cards. And they're really interesting. And, you know, there's like this kind of funky leafy border around them. Here, make the book, which is a little bit distracting. But they each have like a title at the bottom that says what the image is, and then a keyword at the top. So I think there's two things to work with: sun and energy. Snake, opportunity. Primates, sociability. So these are nature-based, but also like cellular-based. I think it's really interesting. I was watching Natasha's video about, you know, picking decks to use for support when you're doing trauma work. And she was showing the Reclaim Oracle, which I had, but it wasn't really working for me. And I can see actually this standing in for that for me in a way, because it's not as prescriptive. It's not telling me what I'm supposed to feel or explore. It's for me, this is more opening a door, but I'm getting that same feeling of kind of a chunky deck, right? That's going to let me go. Self-creation, face-to-face, love, peapod, ergonomic. Some of the keywords are really interesting. Anyway, I think this is kind of delightful. The cardstock is not fabulous, and the deck is really fat. Like, there's no way I can cut this in half and riffle it. But if I cut each half in half and I can riffle it, you know, it's nothing exciting. The backs are kind of fun, these leafy things. And I thought this was a nice find, you know, under $30, 101 cards. Pretty happy with that. The deck, I will say, for something that's supposed to be kind of ecology-based, they could have made this book a lot smaller because the information for each card is got a whole lot of empty space. But I'm interested to read. They have a section on playing with the cards and calling it the Sustainability Game of Life. There were a whole bunch of spreads in here somewhere, games to play with other people. So I think this is a great find. I'm grateful to whoever it was that showed it on their channel. And happy birthday to me. Thanks for stopping by. I think the next thing that I'm going to do, I also, as part of my little birthday pile and as part of my recent trip to Omega, I have yet more tarot books. I think I might do a two-parter of all my tarot book library and see how that goes, if anyone feels like watching that. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all doing well. Talk to you later.